What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Beanball Podcast. This is episode 69, and we are your host, Alan and Alan. What's going on, my guy?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Not a whole lot, man. You know, it's getting cold outside.
Yeah, it's getting cold, but a little bit warmer this week than last week, so it's not too bad.
Threw me completely off.
Oh, man.
So, but yeah, you know, we are in the off season.
Yeah, basically, which means we're going to be wrapping up pretty soon.
Yep.
But before we do, it's award season.
Yeah, you know, it started the other day with the Gold Gloves, and this week we got the finalists for the big awards, which come out next week. So we'll get in the thick of it for those finalists, Gold Gloves, and let's go right into the Gold Glove winners. And first of all, you got to say congratulations to the Cardinals.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. You said they had five Gold Gloves? 5
Gold Glove winners.
That's nuts. So, yeah, Paul Goldschmidt, that does not surprise me.
First baseman, yep. Runners-up were, of course, Freddie Freeman and Max Muncy.
Okay.
So then you got the AL first base is
Yuli Gurriel.
Gurriel, the Astros, Matt Olson, and then Jared Walsh came up short for that one.
Okay.
Second baseman, another Cardinal.
Yeah, exactly.
Tommy Edman, which is funny because you think about it, Cardinals had the second base Gold Glove the last 2 years with Colton Wong, which he was a finalist with the Brewers, but they traded him or they let him walk or whatever, but they replaced him with another Gold Glover this year.
Crazy.
And, of course, Ozzie of the Braves was another finalist.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have the AL second baseman, which was Marcus Semien with the Blue Jays. Solid. He had a breakout year for that 1-year contract, about to get paid this offseason.
Absolutely.
David Fletcher from the Angels and Whit Merrifield from the Royals were your runner-ups in the AL. Then your third baseman, no shocker here, Nolan Arenado from the Cardinals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that lead there. And, of course, you think about other people, but, of course, Manny Machado was a run-up, and then Ryan McCowan of the Rockies. And then your AL is A's Matt Chapman. You know, that other stud with the A's organization, that corner, you know. Your runner-ups was Jody Weedle from the Rays and Jose Ramirez.
Okay.
Then you got your shortstop. This one kind of shocked me a little bit because I thought Lindor maybe could get it, but Brandon Crawford of the Giants got it. And, of course, Lindor was a runner-up, and so was Kevin Newman of the Pirates.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. So it's not terrible. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah. AL, Carlos Carrera.
Yeah.
J.P. Crawford of the Mariners, and Simeons of the Twins were your runner-up from shortstop for the AL. Left field, Cardinal Tyler O'Neill.
Okay.
I'm like, who are these people? Like, I guess I don't watch that much Cardinals and baseball.
We don't really watch too much West Coast baseball unless it's a big name.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get it.
David Peralta, D-backs, and A.J. Pollock of the Dodgers were your runner-ups.
Mm-hmm.
Your AL, which is a name kind of funny. You know, you look at these AL Gold Gloves. Andrew Benintendi, after getting traded and significantly got better, had some good bats, and was a good Gold Glove for them in the Royals uniform. Ramsey Rosarina and from the Rays, and Lodar, I'm terrible, Gurriel Jr. from the Blue Jays for the AL runners-up.
Cool.
Center field, another Cardinal.
Yeah, why not?
Harrison Bader. Your runners-up were Brian Edwards, Pirates, and Jackie Bradley Jr. from the Brewers.
Okay.
That Jackie, he's always been defensive. When he was talking about with the Mets, I'm like, he's a great defensive guy, so it doesn't surprise me he was a finalist. This one was a shocker for me.
Yeah.
Michael Taylor of the Royals.
Yeah, man.
Is your AL center fielder.
That's pretty cool.
I wonder if, and then he's not even a finalist. I guess, pay attention after that great stretch that Byron Buxton had, but I guess he can do as well. Kevin Kiermaier of the Rays and Miles Straw from the Indians were your runner-ups. Then you got your right field, Adam Duvall, Marlins/Braves was your right field Gold Glove. Your runners-up, of course, Mookie Betts and Mike Yaz was runner-ups.
Yeah, man.
And then AL, Joey Gallo of the Rangers/Yankees. Runners-up were Kyle Tucker from the Astros and Hunter Renfroe of the Red Sox. Then your catcher, which I was shocked. I'm like, a Pirate?
At least I have one strong.
I know, I'm like,
but this guy was hyped up the whole time, though. He's just on a shitty team.
He is, and then they drafted his replacement this year. So
what's that going to mean?
Jaco Stallings of the Pirates is your Gold Glover. Catcher, runners up with Yadi and JT Realmuto.
Hey, man, if he's available, the Mets could sure use him.
And then your AL catcher was Sean Murphy of the A's. solid year. And then Salvador Perez was a finalist, and Martin Machado from the Astros.
Okay.
Then your pitchers, the NL pitcher is Max Fred of the Braves. Great. You watch the World
Great
Series,
year, obviously, but
his run-up
good Gold Glove. Yeah,
was Zach Davies Cubs and Zach Wheeler Phillies. I was really surprised that Stroman, I guess because maybe wasn't complete, Gold Glove, but some of those plays he made this year could have been up there. And then Dallas Keuchel of the White Sox is your AL Gold Glove pitcher. Jose Barrios of the Twins and Zach Greinke of the Astros is your runner-ups.
Okay, not bad list.
It's not bad, but the 5 from the Cardinals I think is a little much, and I think a lot of people don't take the Gold Glove as a real award anymore. I feel like it's kind of I don't know, I guess I'm trying to say it's not as much as it used to be.
Yeah,
some of the names was it really deserving to be the best defensive in that position? Is it a popularity contest because it's not by the fan vote?
Well, I'm going to say, looking at some of these names, I'm not going to say it's a popularity contest because when I see Michael Taylor of the Royals, I obviously I haven't watched him much since he wasn't with the Nationals. We saw him come down in AAA. He was up and down a lot for them. So, it's kind of like somebody you don't think of. But then again, if you think of players like that, Gold Glovers, they might be great defensively, they might be lacking offensively. When I think of those guys, I think of Juan Lagares. He was a great Gold Glove guy, but he never got any time to play because his bat wasn't up to par. But yeah, cool, good job for everybody, man. It's cool to see Michael Taylor win something, but I haven't been following the Royals much. Yeah. And what's crazy is that, like you said, if you look at this, the Royals have 2 outfielders, the Cardinals have 5 players on this all together. So what was lacking must have been the offense or something, because it's just they didn't make mistakes apparently.
Yeah, and then if you look at it, Gold Glove wise, it's funny that one person from the NL West was a Gold Glover, which was Brandon Crawford. You're talking about no Padres, no Dodger, and Braves had only 2 for the NL East, and then the Central of the Cardinals took the rest.
Isn't that something?
I'm like, wow.
Well, I guess it's also good to see that there's actually a Gold Glove Award winner on the Yankees. I thought those guys could just slug. I didn't think they could play defense.
I don't know how much fielding he did when he got to the Yankees.
Exactly right. See, so he did all his work prior too. But yeah, man, like I said, if I had to take one, like I said, the most shocking one to me is Michael Taylor, just because I didn't, he was one of those guys who was always on the brink of even playing on the team, on the field.
Yeah, and then definitely, and then for me, I guess I keep eyes on these Cardinals.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm like, who are these? Especially the outfielders,
Harrison Bader, and Tyler O'Neill. Yeah,
and then now, like we just said, Cardinals can second base have the defensive guy for 3 years in a row, even though it's not the same guy.
All I'm saying is if I'm a pitcher on the Cardinals organization and I'm seeing this, I'm loving it. I'm seeing first base, second base, third base, the outfield, basically Gold Glovers. Yes.
Yeah, that's if I'm a ground ball pitcher, get Cardinals, because I feel like they'll control me very well.
Yeah, man. Ground ball pitcher. I always think of the guy I'm having a brain fart right now, but he played for the Phillies for the longest time. The old man who was just painting the corners, man. But he was a ground ball.
Moyer.
Jamie Moyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I mean, he was by the time we saw him, he was already getting old, so that's when he started changing his form and becoming a ground ball pitcher. It's kind of what I think Cologne would be right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Silver Sluggers is coming up here soon, but Gold Gloves, congratulations, you get the hardware. I think I already saw that Marcus Stroman was upset from the list because he said he's not going to wear Rollins next year because he wasn't even a finalist.
Oh, that's tough. What's he going to wear, SSK or Nike or something? Know. I guess he can go to Wilson.
I was I said, yeah, I understand. You should have been at least a finalist, but hey.
Well, speaking of finalists, like you said, next week we do have some major awards.
Our major award week, finally.
Yep, so let's talk about some of those finalists.
Let's go right into it. The Rookie of the Years. The American League shocked me a little bit. We have 2 Tampa Bay, which I didn't know Wander could have been on the list. I know he was up there for discussion, but I guess he played enough where he's a finalist. And Randy Rosarino, the third one it's not shocking me. It's just shocking me who's not there. Mm-hmm. And Mountcastle for the Orioles.
Oh, yeah, that's crazy, man.
So I'm wondering when the list comes out, because this is the first award that we'll find out. I believe it's
on the 15th.
Yeah, is next week, the first one. So I want to see after it announced who won is how many votes did he get and where he finished. I hope he's fourth, fifth at the least.
Yeah.
But it's a little disappointing that he is not a top 3 for the Orioles.
Man, that is a tough one to swallow.
But looking at it, man, you got to feel real good about yourself if you're a Tampa Bay fan. You're going to have the Rookie of the Year, I feel like. You're going to have one of them because it depends on what Wander did when he finally caught up was insane.
Yeah.
And Randy, we kind of figured was going to be the front runner.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking the whole time.
So it really depends how these votes go. But if you think about being there and stuff, I think Randy's going to edge Wander, but still to finish 1 and 2 for the Rookie of the Year.
Right, the top 3.
And then Garcia, we see what the potential is during the World Series and that run. This is going to be a great pitcher.
Exactly.
So I can't wait to see what these guys do. So this is going to be a very interesting battle, but I really want to see where Mountcastle finished. The vote when it breaks down after the fact, but you got to feel comfortable about yourself.
Well, speaking of the Cardinals, they got another guy up here for a possible Rookie of the Year award. Yeah. Dylan Carlson.
Yeah, Dylan, this has been a top guy that everyone's been waiting to see what he does, and he finally got the chance this year. Of course, last year he actually made his debut because of COVID. Yeah. They had to call a bunch of teams.
Yeah, we thought guys were going to get opportunities.
So he finally got his opportunity last year, and he did not disappoint this year. He is one of the finalists for the NL, and the other 2 names were not shockers. Jonathan India, the Cincinnati Reds, and then Trevor Rogers of the Miami Marlins. This one's going to be a tough vote. I think we discussed it when we kind of did our prediction after the fact. Yeah. It's going to be, I feel like, between India and Trevor Rogers. I think Jonathan's going to get maybe the slight. But Trevor Rogers was like locked in there second half of the season.
I mean, it's gonna be a tight one. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like you would think that Dylan Carlson has a lot of exposure because of the run that St. Louis had going on. Yeah. India's been pretty solid, and then Rogers is like a high point for Miami. So, it could go either way. It's a lot tighter, I think, than the American League.
Yes.
So I'm not going to lock anybody in on this point because who knows how they vote.
Yeah. I'm gonna say top of my head, I'm gonna give a slight edge to Jonathan. Going on top, I think we'll see. We'll see how it breaks down and how close it actually is. Now, the managers of the year.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, so the American League.
No shocker here.
No, a little shocker that Kevin Cash was in it, even though he won it last year. But
I guess it's because remember when they started losing players, we're like
lost players. I guess that we don't think they were.
And the division was tough.
Yeah,
the division. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it doesn't surprise me.
But Dusty Baker for Houston, that's a good one. Especially because Houston wasn't a shoo-in to get in. They were like, they did mediocre last year. They did get into the playoffs, but, he kept it going with all the controversy going on and stuff as well. And then Scott Servius to Seattle, and we like what they're doing.
Man, come within a game of the playoffs like this. So this can be a very interesting vote.
Between these 3, I really don't know who to pick. I mean,
to what they did, the expectations, I think Seattle... Scott I think would get my vote for number 1 because
I have to agree.
I think they were predicted to finish 4th in their division.
Yeah,
they ended up finishing 2nd behind the Astros, and within what was it, a game or 2 games out of the playoffs, and it just shows you that team is going to be very close. So Dusty, if it included, the World Series run, I think Dusty probably would have got it. But since it's just a regular season, Dusty won his division again.
But when you think about it like that, it's not too shocking.
And then Kevin Cash, how you had 4 teams within a game of making the playoffs.
That's a tough one, man. That's a tough division. And you guys showed up when you lost a lot of key players after the World Series run.
So we'll see how the the baseball writers actually voted, because it could be a very close vote, and then it depends on how other vote, where they could have got some thirds, if anyone. So that could be the factor.
Okay.
National League, I don't think it's going to be close at all.
You don't?
I don't.
Okay. Well,
I really think that, so the 3 finalists, of course, one of them is currently unemployed for the 2nd year in a row that we have an unemployed finalist.
It's crazy.
For the manager of the year.
Crazy.
But we have Gabe Kapler. Yeah. Why am I doing that?
Gabe Kapler.
Kapler of the Giants, Craig Counsell of the Milwaukee Brewers, and then Mike Shield of the Cardinals, or former Cardinals.
Right. It's crazy. Wouldn't it be funny if he won?
God. That's what we were saying last year when the White Sox were.
Well, look, man, if this guy's looking for a job, aren't the Mets hiring?
Well, they wanted the GM first.
Well, I feel like this guy's got to be on the. He's got to be at the top of the list.
He right after they fired him, he went to Padres to interview, but they got Bob. Bob is definitely a little more better, but Mike. But
all I'm saying is what he's done. He's got to be in the conversation.
Mets, hopefully this week. Well, hopefully, it's GM meetings right now, so you got to get this wrapped up soon to start getting managers. Hopefully, he's one of the finalists they get called for the New York job. But look at this, what the Giants did, especially Dodgers and Padres were the clear favorites.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
To have the best record in Major League Baseball.
Amazing.
It's insane by when we look at a bunch of mix of veterans and young talent that what Gabe has done, I think it's a shoo-in that he's going to win Manager of the Year.
I'm going to agree with you. Definitely. Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going to happen.
Craig did a great job for Brewers. We kind of figured me and you were close to who's going to win that division between Cardinals and Milwaukee. So you think about that. Milwaukee did win the division, so I think he would get the votes over Mike. But that run that Mike did to make the playoffs is something special, that 17-game win. So you can kind of lean towards either way, but Gabe, I think, is walking away with maybe unanimous. I'm not quite sure because, one of these voters might be from Milwaukee, so they might invite other. But I think Gabe is definitely deserving of the award this year.
Okay, I'm going to agree with you there too. All right, well then let's talk about a better subject.
Cy Young.
Cy Young.
Okay, so the American League, we kind of figured these three were probably the finalists. Garrett Cole of the Yankees, Robbie Ray of the Toronto Blue Jays, and Lance Lynn of the Chicago White Sox. Well, this was a very close race till the end because Lance Lynn fell off their last couple starts, and then Garrett Cole did the same thing, and Robbie Ray just stayed consistent and pulled away where he is now the odds-on favorite to win this award. And if he does win, this will be the second year in a row that a player wins Cy Young and going into free agency.
And he's a lefty.
Yeah,
that's big. He's going to get a big contract, I feel like.
So he's older, so he's not like, Trevor Bauer last year where this is going to be his first contract. This
right.
He's a little older, but he's definitely looking at
going to get paid.
Increased payday.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Blue Jays definitely going to want to try to keep him, but,
they need
teams like the Angels or something that need pitching could poach him, and some of the other names that are going to be out there.
I think the Blue Jays can't afford to lose pitching.
No.
Not in this division.
Not in that division to where it's going, and then, Orioles eventually going to get there, so you need to make a run because your guys are young.
If you can keep him,
together.
I would absolutely try to.
And you think he might willing to take a little discount because they believed in him before.
Yeah.
They're the one that signed him and let him play, and then, he made this
crazy
year.
Depends on where he's at, man. He might need the money.
Yeah.
Especially if you're not used to getting that kind of money. So we'll see. But yeah.
It's going to be interesting how close this first second, because some people say the last couple weeks it was Garrett Cole thing to lose, and he ended up having a couple bad starts. So it's going to be very interesting how these two get voted on. I think this will be one of the closer matchups besides Nlvp. I think that one's going to be very close.
That's going to be tight.
I can't wait to see how that voting breakdown happens. We'll talk about here in a little bit.
All right. Well,
but speaking of National League.
Yeah, National League, man, we got Corbin Burns in Milwaukee.
No shocker.
Max Scherzer for Washington and the
No
Dodgers.
shocker. The third one was a shocker to me.
Zach Wheeler, man.
I was like, wow, Wheeler got a finalist. Because I thought that he could be close. I forgot who the other name I thought could possibly be in there too, but I was like, Zach got in.
Look, and we're still upset that Zach's not in the Met anymore because we like the guy.
I love the guy.
But between the other two guys, it's going to be tough. But I really like what Max Scherzer did when he went to the Dodgers.
That flick, the switch he hit, like that stretch.
It was Mad Max again.
I'm like, he possibly just won his fourth Cy Young if he. It's going to be so close.
It is, but I honestly got to give it to Max Scherzer. I just have to. What he did is unreal, especially the way he started in Nationals. Like, oh, man, Max is losing his touch. And he goes to the Dodgers, puts on the blue and white, and all of a sudden, here it comes, man. It's just like unhittable. I don't even know what to say. He did his thing.
Yeah, except for I think, was it not the last start, but the start before he had a little roughed up.
Yeah, well, after he came out of the
closer,
pen.
Yeah.
After he came out of the pen.
But Max... This is going to be unbelievable. Unfortunately, this could be a different story if DeGrom was healthy this year. But to win your fourth Cy Young and third with a different team, well, I guess it'll be half because he got traded.
And on the back half of your career.
But remember, he joins a very short list with 4 Cy Youngs. All of them are Hall of Famers. So this is just guaranteed locking up his first ballot Hall of Fame resume now if he wins this award this year.
I think so. I honestly do. I mean, I'm positive he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Yes.
But yeah, you're right. This could definitely lock it up, and he should win. But you're right. If DeGrom was healthy, man, if only, because this dude was out here pitching lights out.
Like, yeah, like, there's the Bob Gibson record. Everyone's like, could this happen? Like,
Yeah.
If you remember Roger Clemens, when he was the Astros, was one of the recent lowest ERA. He had 1 point. I can't remember the top of my head, but that's crazy
unreal.
year.
It's unreal.
And
especially when he pitched.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
And he was older in his career.
I'm just saying, like, you got a steroid era. You got a lot of long ball hitters. It's like, it was pretty tough.
So, but man, like, who knows what could have been like it. But that first half of the season was magical to DeGrom. But I'm happy for these three guys because who knows what could have been. But Zach deserves
Yeah, Zach
it.
in the conversation, man. That's
like,
pretty
he
awesome.
was there, like, going up and down, like, there. But then he, like, figured it out. And that's a big reason why Phillies was into it.
Exactly.
The race until the very end.
All right.
Now,
well, speaking of races.
The race. And then there was one name that shocked me in this one.
Okay.
So the American League MVP, Ohtani, no shocker. Vlad Guerrero Jr., no shocker. The third one, Marcus Semien of the Toronto Blue Jays, is your third finalist.
Yeah, who were we thinking was going to be it based off the documentary?
Salvador got a little bit mentioned in the documentary, but pretty much it was just Vlad and Ohtani was the main two for the NL. But, Semien had a great year.
He did.
But between the home runs and savvy, the records, you're like, okay, maybe he might get in, might get that third place vote. But
look, it's unfortunate that Guerrero had this great year when Ohtani just went nuts. I don't know, man. Maybe it's skepticism, but there's no way Ohtani loses.
Like, would have been even more insane is what Ohtani did this year, and then somehow if Vlad did get the Triple Crown,
I know.
Then that would have been like, okay, how we vote this?
I honestly, I still got to vote Ohtani in this situation because this never happens ever. Yeah. We see Triple Crown winners. We don't. I mean, yes, it's been very few. Cabrera
is the last one before,
right?
So
Miggy did it, but what Ohtani's done, nobody we have seen has done that. No one. So this is his year. I have to honestly believe that if he doesn't win. I don't think it's
gonna be unanimous. I think.
Oh, I don't think it is either.
I just want to know how close it is.
Yeah,
there's definitely gonna be one or two.
Yeah.
You're gonna have Ohtani 1 and Vlad 2, or Vlad 1 and Ohtani 2. I just want to see how many, and of course you can see who voted for him.
If somebody, I don't think Simeon's getting any votes. Come on, man.
I think he's locked up where he was probably third and fourth.
Absolutely.
Top of my head, I can't try to think who else in the AL that besides Salvador that. I'm trying to think who else at the top of my head. Judge was up there with a lot of people were talking, but
not enough to even be mentioned.
But Marcus, to be a finalist, 1 year contract, and now you're looking at like, yeah, pay me. I was a finalist for MVP. I'll show you what I can done. And Blue Jays, I feel like need to re-sign him.
Yeah, isn't it crazy that 2 out of 3 are from Toronto, man? Yeah. That is interesting.
And I honestly, more and more I think about it. I think Kevin Cash made sure to lose that game at the end of the season because no one wanted to face the Toronto Blue Jays in the playoffs.
Not when you're hot, yeah.
And because most likely he would have played them if they won the wild card game, even though they lost to the Red Sox anyways. But I think they would rather face the Red Sox than the hot Blue Jays.
And they probably had a lot of numbers to back them up because they're all in the same division, so they know what each other's got.
It's like, let's lose this game.
But yeah, so for the AL MVP, I'm gonna go ahead and lock it in right now. Yeah. Shohei Ohtani.
I think it'd be dumb to think otherwise, but I'm not. It's just what this whole storyline, this whole year, the bombs, the stat lines, the pitching,
the excitement around the game when he plays.
God, and then the All-Star game around that whole thing, it's
his year. You can't when it's your year, it's your year, man. If everything's clicking, it's clicking. They just need something to click next season.
You're thinking like, okay, we're pretty sure Mike Trout was healthy there in the year, but there's no point. Now you got to retool. Like, look, let's add some pieces. We need to make a run because you now saw that Seattle has leapfrogged y'all.
Yes,
and like now, yes, this could have been Astros are still going to probably lose their best player, but you saw enough where they can still compete. They got some young pitching and stuff. So it's going to be very interesting, but you have to figure it out this year for the Angels. If not, if I'm Mike Trout after this year, if it's another terrible year next season, I'm like, trade me. I'm not wasting my career no more here. I've given you enough time to figure this out. Now, the toughest and hardest race this year is going to be this National League MVP. So if you look at all these MVP nominees between the AL and NL, none of these players played for a playoff team. for the first time ever.
Isn't that tough?
That the finalists are no one made playoffs. So your NL MVP finalist is Bryce Harper of the Phillies, Tatis of the Padres, and then Juan Soto of the Nationals. This is going to be a very close race.
You know, it has to be. You know why? Because I honestly don't know who I'd vote for here.
Like,
I don't know. I just they're tough. It's a tough one. They all, like you said,
Tatis had that first half of the season where it was just unstoppable.
And San Diego's clicking too.
Harper there at the end, second half,
started out slow,
heated up almost midway, and then Soto just after. Well, I think he had COVID at the very part of the season or something where
early.
That,
yeah.
When you trade the whole team around you, it's kind of hard. But batting, 3-something, and it's just unreal. Like you're arguably one of the best hitters in the game, and you're about to get paid here.
Well, he said he wants to be competitive. He's not. Yeah. He doesn't just want to play and get paid at say DC if they don't want to win again. He's trying to win.
So you think about it, it's like, could this be Tatis first or Soto's first? Because we know both of them. This is not going to be the last time we'll see them as finalists MVPs.
Let me just put this scenario out there.
And now Harper's second possible MVP.
Oh yeah, Soto for the Angels. What would happen then? That would be alone the game changer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really don't know who I'd vote for, so I can't even imagine.
And if you watch that documentary, The Race, they were having a hard time.
Yeah, it
was like a little mix. Someone said Harper, someone said Soto, Tatis. When we broke down the end of the season, I was leaning towards Soto. I'm still leaning towards that I would vote for, but I honestly think Harper might get it.
Right, and I think I would also lean towards Soto, but I really, honestly don't have a gut feeling on who's going to take this one home.
I don't.
This one's really up in the air.
I feel like this is going to be like a point or two separated.
It could
between
be
first and third.
Yeah,
because I can't remember who could be the fourth, possibly. I think on top of my head for the NL, but these three were unbelievable this year, and this is going to be has been the hot topic. So I cannot wait for November 18th to see who will be the MVPs this year. We almost think Ohtani, that the two-way guy is going to be for the NL, the AL, but NL is going to be a debate. And I can't wait to see how these people voted afterwards, the facts. So, with Ohtani, that the 3 ERA, the 46 home runs, but to, Vlad almost hitting 50, coming just short, but Bryce Harper, in his 2015 year, he had 35 home runs. Oh wait, no, he had 35 home runs this year. So, but the RBIs were low, but Soto's RBIs were high. It's gonna be a very, very tough. And the one I guess the shocker for me for the Cy Young for NL, the other name I was looking forward, I just remember now. Walker Buehler.
Oh, yeah.
That was the other one I thought was going to be the finalist.
Could have been easily.
So I wonder how close Wheeler and him were for him to be probably the outside looking in.
Yeah, well, I agree. He did great. He definitely hold his head up high.
Yeah.
But like I said, what the other guys done, if Max Scherzer didn't go to the Dodgers, we might be talking about Buehler right now.
Yeah.
But who knows, man? All right. Well,
so the next, I guess, topic we go to is the first order of business is qualifying offers.
Yeah.
We talked about last week how some people we figure, we named on the list that could. And, 14 players have gotten the offer, and we already know some of them who said they are denying it. They still have a couple more days for the others to accept or deny the qualifying offer.
Yeah, man. 14 got qualifying offers. Only 6 got last year.
Yeah.
And that's the most this year, the most since 2015, 2016 when 20 got it. So a lot of people got some qualifying offers. But yeah, let's go through it.
So we got Brandon Belt of the Giants.
Yep.
Nick Castellano of the Reds. Conforto of the Mets.
Which we know he declined already.
Nick and Conforto both declined already. Carlos Carrera, no shocker there. He's no word yet. Freddie Freeman.
Raisel Iglesias of the
Angels.
Robbie Ray. We talked about he's a potential Cy Young candidate. Cy Young. Left-handed pitcher too, man. That's big.
Another left-hander.
Eduardo Rodriguez
for the Red Sox. Yep. Corey Seager of the Dodgers.
Did he opt? Did he decline?
Corey did.
Wow.
Corey did.
So do you think he's going to come back in a uniform though with them? Are they going to restructure or is he leaving?
I don't know. He's going to test it. Marcus Semien, the Blue Jays. Of course, he didn't get last year, which I think it was ridiculous for A's not to.
Yeah.
But so he's and Trevor Story, we kind of figured that one was happening.
Yeah, we figured that.
Syndergaard, I'm glad they did because I think he's definitely so far the one that's going to.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Taylor was the shocker for me.
That he denied.
That he even got a qualifying offer. You're making $8 million this past season and got a qualifying offer $18.
Yeah.
And he's the other person that has already declined.
But he knows he's worth more.
And then this last one was making me go insane that got a qualifying offer.
Me
Justin
too.
Verlander.
Me too, man.
Like this one, I do not understand.
So obviously this is for both of us the one that shocked us the most.
I was like,
did
you really just do that? I'm like, okay.
First of all, he's missed this whole season and last season basically, right? He played.
Yeah, I think he got 2 starts that shortened season last year.
So he missed most of last season, all of the season. He's already old for a pitcher. Yes, we know his story, but I don't think he can come back. And if he does, he's not going to be Justin Verlander.
So the other day he had a workout in Florida. I know Mets sent 2 people down to watch him. Apparently his fastball is hitting about 95 miles an hour.
That's good.
So, but this is the thing for me. You're thinking a 2-year deal for Verlander now. But now since he got a qualifying offer and say he declines it, if you sign him, if like the Mets were interested, you're going to lose your first round pick this year. Now, is a pitcher worth it for losing your first round pick for maybe a year or 2?
Look,
unless you're guaranteeing a World Series.
Look, man,
especially for a top end. So you're thinking
the name is there.
Yes.
But for the price and what I don't know if he can last a whole season, I don't know if I can do that.
If a lot of people are thinking you're hearing between 20 25 million is probably what the deal is probably going to be for 1 year.
I'm not willing to pay that. Not at this point.
Now, if I'm a team like the Dodgers, Yankees, who have a late first round pick, it's probably worth the gamble. But for Mets to have a middle of the first round pick, I don't think it's going to be worth the gamble to lose the potential guy to have control over for 6 years for a question that what this guy's going to do for a year for me. I just do not understand. I think this was a dick move by the Astros.
But is he going to pick it up? That's the question. Because can he get it somewhere else? Look, man, he just came off Tommy John.
Top of my head.
People say he's looking like himself. I get it. But the dude's 38. Keep that in mind. He's about to be 39.
He wants to play to 45.
Well, he's not
we'll
Tom
see
Brady.
About that. But
he's going to have to be a closer.
My gut is telling me the Yankees. He grew up a Yankees fan and stuff like that, and they're going to have a late round first pick. Okay, but it depends on the GM. Like, do we want to risk losing a first round pick for a guy that we think could help us?
Maybe.
It depends on how the workouts get.
Exactly. I got to see the workouts because, look, Justin Verlander is one of my favorite pitchers. Don't get me wrong. He went to my alma mater. He went for ODU, pitcher for ODU. I love the guy. But he's been out of the game for 2 years. He's going to be 39 next season. I don't know what he's got left in the tank. I don't think he's going to go more than 5 innings a game. I don't know. It's a tough one, man.
It's just, I was just complete shock. I'm like, you offered him a qualifying offer. So anyone, you're getting a pick for him. I'm like, guys, you trade for this guy.
But think about it.
You got a World Series ring with him.
Right.
Let's move on.
And think about it, though. When he was healthy last 2019, he went 21 wins, 6 losses, 2.58 ERA. This next season, he only pitched 1 game, 3 ERA, and he's been out since.
Yeah.
If you look at the 2019 stats, those are great. But when you come in thinking this is about to be 2022, we haven't seen this guy throw for real.
Like, we understand he's, Cy Young winner that year, that very close race with his teammate Garrett Cole. But you think about, could they be the 1-2 punch again in the Yankees uniform?
Maybe,
possibly.
Maybe he can, but I'm skeptical. I don't know if I could pay him $25 million.
Yeah,
I think the qualifying offer is a deal for him.
It could possibly, it depends. I'm wondering if they did the workout. I think he has 3 more days to accept or decline. And to kind of see what interest is. If there's multiple teams, then people like, okay, let's decline it.
Yes, if he declines, I know for a fact that people are interested.
Yeah, it's just now you got to think about on top of, since he got a qualifying offer, that we're risking a draft pick now, which I think, like I said, is a dick move.
The only way that would happen is, like you said, a team that's in the works to win now. Somebody who's not going to get a high draft pick anyways, and they can take that gamble. Yes, if you have money to throw around, and if you have to meet market cap of the new deal, then maybe yes, okay, I would take a chance at that point. But if I'm looking around the squad and I'm just like, look, we can't be throwing money around to people who aren't going to work out, then it doesn't make sense. So there are teams that will make sense for.
Yeah.
Not obviously not the Pirates or the Orioles or
No.
whatever. But
at this time of age,
maybe the
you're
Blue
talking
Jays.
contender. Yeah.
Maybe the Blue Jays.
You're thinking about where you just missed the playoffs or you're in the playoffs, you lost. Like, hell, he lives in Florida. He might live in Florida. Tampa Bay might have to suck it up and pay someone because they had to hit that threshold and might pay Verlander to help that bullpen, the starting rotation.
I got to see what he's looking like.
Yeah,
man.
so I really want to know. Like, we haven't heard details left except the numbers where he was kind of throwing, hitting during the workout. So we'll see. We'll see in a couple of days if he declines it, if anyone will accept it. I almost think Syndergaard is going to accept it. That's on that list.
I do too because of what he didn't get to do last year, which was pitch. Or this year.
Chris Taylor, I was very shocked that he already declined it. I'm like, wow, that was a quick decision. But I guess he's trying to reach.
He's getting paid.
So I'm like, wow.
Or restructured. I'm just saying he already has a ring, right?
He has a ring, but he's now a free agent.
I agree, but I'm saying I feel like there's a place for him on somebody's team.
So I guess now he thinks he's worth $20 million for what he did in the playoffs. So I think
he could be.
It's just that hella pay risk. I'm like, damn, you're getting qualified offer, and he declined that quick. I'm like, wow,
because he knows he's worth it.
So I wonder.
Think about the people,
I wonder who his agent is. If they're because I already said, good old Scott Boras already said the market's heating up for Conforto, that he's gonna be the king of New York. After this, I'm like, well, I was like, we'll see what the numbers are, but
look, I'm just saying, Chris Taylor has got a name, he's got a ring, he's getting paid, and he's still young. Where is he at, man? He's 31, so yeah, it's time though. I'm saying
this is gonna be his payday.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's worth it.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh wow, they did offer it to him, and then it's like, oh, he already declined it. I'm like, okay.
I mean, he had a decent year. It's not the greatest year, but it's a decent enough year that he.
And then another name that shocked me that didn't get one.
Okay.
Was John Gray for the Rockies. You did not trade him at the trade deadline, just like Trevor Story, because you just want to wait out, and then you didn't offer him qualifying offer.
Yeah. So
now you're gonna let him walk for free.
It's sad, man, but I guess this is the new thing that's been happening recently in all sports, man. I just feel like, yeah, who knows, man.
I'm like, okay, that made no sense. Why not to trade him for at least something? But hey, it's y'all's career and y'all lives because you're gonna be a while up there in Colorado. Besides, I hope you liked hosting the All-Star game because nothing exciting is gonna be in that stadium for quite a few years.
All right, man. So it looks like the Mets are still having a tough time getting candidates.
So, of course, we said this week is the GM meetings, and, of course, Sandy is there representing the Mets.
Who have no GM, yeah.
And, of course, people asked him, what is it about? Why not people who declined and the spotlight? Well, he said pretty much I think it's mostly about New York and not about, Steve or the organization or whatnot. He said, I think it's a big stage, and some people just prefer to be elsewhere. It could be like everyone says, like you're in New York and the spotlight's different and the media's different, and
that's true.
People want results.
We expect wins. Yes, you're right.
Especially now with this
with
our owner.
Team. Yeah, with our owner, with the team, everything's looking good, which doesn't make sense to me. Like, why can't we get somebody to represent? I'll represent. Call me up, guys. What's up? But I'm just saying it's funny. But you're right. The spotlight's on you. You're expected to produce now. I feel like there's plenty of good candidates, though.
Yeah,
somebody's gonna have to take this job.
There is. I think they've talked to a couple people, and they said there's a mystery person out there they're kind of talking to, and the names started leaking out this week at the GM meetings that it's possibly getting more and more who they think this, the mystery person is. But I hope they find someone, and this mystery person, is actually he's not in baseball at the moment, but he was in baseball.
Okay.
It is Adam Karomi.
Okay.
Is emerged to be the front runner for the GM job. So if you remember him, he is actually the former Nationals executive who left baseball in 2017 to just become a full-time attorney. He has multiple interviews with the Mets, and sources believe that in the next 48 hours that he could become officially the GM of the Mets. Washington Post first reported the Mets interested in being the GM with the Nationals back in 2014. But of course, he'd been working in the industry. He got all the way up to assistant general manager before becoming a lawyer. But apparently he's a very analytic guy. He's intelligent, baseball guy. So this is everyone's kind of thinking like they're, multiple interviews. You think he's really thinking about going back to baseball. So I think this could be the next guy.
And that's good. I mean, look, it sounds like he knows his stuff. He's smart. He got the numbers locked down. That's kind of something we might need. Look, I don't know. I'm open. We're open for anything.
And some people in Washington, they kind of say remember him that he wasn't an office guy. He went out and scouted a lot of players. He didn't like sitting in the office too much. He was more of a hands-on guy. So that's kind of a very interesting point if that's what you're looking for. You know, if that's going to be our GM, you know, you kind of think about a little bit of Moneyball with Billy Beane interacting with the players. Like, this could be something like that, you know.
And that's fine. Maybe we need it. All I know is the Mets are primed for some wins soon, so somebody better step up to the plate. Next man up.
Well, remember, we got 2 to 4 years now because 1 year has passed now.
Yeah, exactly.
Steve's 3 to 5 year window, he said. He wants to win a World Series.
Look, either way, I'm still happy about the organization, man.
Yeah.
I am happy with where we're going. I'm happy with the ownership. Way better than Wilpon's era, so let's do this.
Yeah, and, of course, Sandy's at the meetings now. There's already been talk about where they were talking with Chris Bryant, Scott Boras, and stuff. So the feelers start coming out there, you know. The winter meetings are coming up here in a couple weeks, so we'll see exactly. But the GM meetings are where you start hearing. But the whole CBA, I think this is going to slow things down this year. We'll see how exactly, because it was real slow last year until that first. I feel like it was Christmas Eve, that first trade, and it kind of started getting stuff moving. So we'll see how long it takes. But I hope, you know, Mets is their guy, because then if this is it, get him in place, and then he can start interviewing for the manager position, fill that, and then we got to start filling up the other positions, because, of course, it sounds like our former manager, Luis, is going to be the third base coach for the Yankees.
Yeah, heard that.
So it's, you know, it's time to show up. Like, you know, we're officially 1 week into the offseason, and no GM, no president of baseball, no manager, and so I believe we're still the only team without, well, I guess now Oakland don't have a manager now with Bob leaving. So 2 positions need to be filled and multiple other small positions, but we'll see. We'll see. I hope for the best. Let's get this done with. So I guess, you know, we're not going to go into all details. The voting has opened for the all MLB team. You have until Friday to vote, and I don't understand some of the voting where
there's
some positions have 10, some positions have
7.
6, 7.
Yeah.
So pretty much you got 1 down the list. Besides, you know,
pick your favorite player, basically.
Outfielder, you got 3. Starting pitcher, you got 5, and relievers, you got 2. So, you know,
we'll see what happens.
We'll see. I kind of roughly remember this last year, because I think last year was the first time they did this. It was interesting to kind of go through it, look at some of these names, like, ooh, this is gonna be close.
Or you think it would be close, but it could just be a popularity contest, and it's going to be nothing. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, like,
I'm not gonna hold my breath.
Some of these I'm looking at, like, yeah, I could probably vote for this person. And I'm like, I wonder how people would vote.
I do recall this last year, but yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
we'll tell you our votes.
So I think this is going to do it this week. Next week probably going to be our season 2 finale.
All right, man, we did it.
We did it. We'll probably go. We're going to do our prediction, rub our little crystal ball, see where we think certain people are going to go. Other than that, stay tuned to our social medias during the full off season if there's finally breaking news, signings. We'll catch y'all next week. Peace.
You have to be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough and nothing's working, but there's something inside of you that says, I just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet, who you're going to meet.